think one of the secrets to life is just expose yourself to the voices of successful people. You're not going to agree with everything people tell you, and you're not going to be able to implement everything you learn. But I tell you, I've never been to a conference or traveled somewhere or gone to the effort of attending something where there are really good speakers speaking, where I've not brought away one thing that I think, geez, that was good. I could put that into practice in my business. And so, you know, even if you are not an eXp agent or whatever, we trust that you'll enjoy the time together with us this morning, and that you will learn something, that you'll see a certain system or a certain piece of technology or a tool that our team are using, and you think, man, that's good. We need to implement that in our business. And we'd love to be a blessing to you in that way as well today. You're very welcome. Everyone is welcome here today, and we hope that everyone learns together. Why the systems? Why do we put so much effort and attention on our systems at eXp? Well, because I don't know if you know eXp's model, but we are a completely cloud-based business. eXp is in 24 countries around the world. We've got 90,000 agents, and we don't own one office. Now that model, that cloud-based model where everybody works from home, that, because of what it is, it has required unbelievable systems for eXp globally. The business could not function the way it is designed to function unless we had phenomenal technology in the business. And so the model has driven the continual development of technology and new tools. Some of the tools you're going to see today are eXp proprietary tools, so they are owned by eXp, but some of them are partnerships with other companies that eXp have formed either globally or within South Africa. So there's a lot to learn, there's a lot to see, and what I did was, you know, I had this idea of doing this. Actually, when I saw Lisna and Andre, two of the speakers we've got for today, when I saw them give a presentation on how eXp's model works, both of them shared their screens in the auditorium where we were, and they showed some of the technology that they were using to build their business, just to kind of illustrate what it was like. And I sat there looking at this thinking, gee, I've been in eXp for 3.5 years. I was basically like the second or third person to join in the country. And while I don't work as an agent personally, still, man, I would have thought I would have known everything that was in place. And I sat there looking at the stuff thinking, gee, I didn't know how far eXp South Africa had come with its systems and tools. And I was blown away sitting there. And I thought to myself, you know what? We really owe it to all of the eXp agents around South Africa and anybody else who wants to come and have a look to give a presentation where we show all of the systems that we have in one place. And so I think it's going to be a very, very powerful time. All right, so guys, I am going to just intro things by introducing the speakers to you. Lisna Nell is, I think 2022, she was the top selling agent in eXp countrywide. She is still one of the top selling agents in the country. She has also built her own team, the Realty South Africa team based in Durbanville, although they have agents further abroad than that. She has built a very large revenue share group within eXp. That's something we'll talk about later. And she is one of the outstanding leaders of our business. So very happy to have Lisna here. She's going to be demoing or demonstrating our listing system, which is called REP. She's going to show us what the microsites we all have access to is all about. She's going to show us the buyer matching feature. She's going to talk about how our listings get syndicated internationally and how the list globally, that's the syndicator that eXp uses, how that works. And then she might even take us on a little visit into our avatar world. So look forward to welcoming Lisna in a second. After Lisna, Andre Foster will be on stage. So Andre and Lydia are a power team in the northern suburbs of Cape Town. They were very successful Remax agents before they came over to eXp a few years ago. Andre is incredibly good on the technology. So not only have they built one of the largest teams in eXp South Africa, but in their personal capacity, they're very high selling agents as well. So Andre is going to show us the frame technology, which is kind of that avatar world, but he's going to take it one step further and show us how you can create your own avatar world kind of online office using Frame. He's going to talk to us about Flow Marketing, which is a social media marketing tool that we've got access to. Then he's going to show us some of eXp South Africa and eXp Global's tools that we have access to when you log in. So the South African Agent Center is where you will get all of the information for South Africa, download the contracts and all that sort of thing. And then the Marketing Center is a bit like Canva. We have a full service graphic design center with templates that draw stuff in from your listings. So Andre's going to show us the Marketing Center. Home Hunter, I'm just going to leave you with a little thought. Obviously, Andre's going to do it justice. But when I interviewed Glenn Sanford at the Build Conference this year, Glenn Sanford is the founder of eXp. He's the chairman of the company. He came over to South Africa. We were hugely privileged to have him. And he's kind of this tech genius. He concocted this whole idea of eXp and has made the company what it is today. I asked him when I was interviewing him on stage, what's the one thing you are most excited about in the future that's coming? And he said, Home Hunter. He said, you've got to see this piece of technology. I think, this is now Glenn speaking, he said, I think it is going to replace the need for portals. I think it is going to become the major tool in a real estate agent's marketing arsenal. So fortunately, we have access as eXp agents to Home Hunter in South Africa, and Andre is going to demonstrate it for us. And then he's also going to show us eXp's internal communication platform. We have a very collaborative culture within eXp. You can contact agents all over the world. You have direct access to all 90,000 agents in 24 countries, and we are very, very collaborative, and we're going to have a look at our internal communication tool. Then lastly, we'll hand over to Ada van Zyl. Ada, as many of you know, was a big Keller Williams team leader before coming across to eXp. We're very, very grateful to have Ada. I said to Javi the other day, actually, because Javi introduced eXp to Ada, I said to him, what I love about Ada is that when you throw Ada a ball, she doesn't drop it. Now, when you're in leadership, that's the kind of person you value, that you know you can just trust with things. She's a very, very capable lady. She's building a great team of her own. She's going to demo Snap It to us, which is a bridging finance solution that we have access to, not just for your own commissions, but to help sellers with the concluding of transactions. It's a very clever little app that we've got access to. She's going to show us iBid, which is our offer management system. It's proprietary software. It's developed by a German company, and it's a phenomenally clever little piece of software that not only can be like an offer management and OTP generating software, but can create a bidding situation between buyers. Then she'll talk to us a lot about the training of eXp and where the various training solutions are provided. And then she's going to demonstrate our CRM system. Obviously, we've got a great CRM system, and we've actually got a few options there as well. So thank you, Ada. Then I will close out the day by showing you the My eXp dashboard. My eXp is the system we use to track our revenue share. So if you decide when you join eXp to pursue the revenue sharing part of the opportunity, you don't have to do that. But if you want to attract other agents to eXp and start earning a passive income on their sales, we get a dashboard where we can track the whole of our system. And so I'm going to show that to you later, and it shows you what your income is going to be and all of that. And then lastly, the ShareWorks system, which is phenomenal, which is where we track our stock awards, because as eXp agents, we get given shares in the company, which is listed on the NASDAQ stock exchange. So I'm going to show you the ShareWorks dashboard where you can look at your stock awards. All right, guys, so that's kind of where we're going today. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time. I really appreciate our three speakers today. And if we were in a live auditorium, I would say to you, please put your hands together for our first speaker, who is going to be Lisna Nell. And Lisna is going to start off by clicking rep. Sorry, Lisna, I need to stop sharing my screen so you can share your screen. want to do too many
Good
things.
morning, 100% thank you. Let me just get my practice on here. I'm very excited to get into our software. I see myself as a little bit of a techie nerd. I've always been since I was younger. Whenever there's new technology, whether that be a camera or a ruler that can do its own line, whatever it is, I've always been a fan when there's technology at hand. So yeah, lots of exciting tools here today, and I'm fortunate that I've got this opportunity to share it with you. So Steve, if you could just give me a shout out, you can see the screen okay?
Sorry, unmuting. Yes, we can see it perfectly. We're on Okta.
100%. We're on Okta, and from here, so this is basically an intro. A lot of our tiles for software is here, and I'm going to be sharing the rep as Steve said. So I'm going to jump straight into that. Our rep dashboard has got, I want to say like a little goal and orientate yourself, see where you're at in your business, how many listings you've got, what's the value of your total amount of listings, and something to kind of guide and set goals for yourself. I specifically am going to go into the listings and just show you a little bit of the tools that is available on our listing platform. So I'm going to go into this listing that was listed yesterday. And I think one of my favorite tools is the fact that it's got a little guideline for us to improve our listing. So whenever a listing is being loaded, you can get a red circle, you can get an orange circle. Obviously, you want to be in the green, and then you want to try and lift that percentage as high as you possibly can. And sometimes that can be you trying to guess what else does the platforms and the software want from you. In this case, that is not the case. So you can see it wants me to do a YouTube video. Now, because I only loaded it yesterday, I'm still waiting for the videographer for that. Then that will be loaded in. I've not done a virtual tour for this property, but I can do my under roof size I can add, and I can add the commission details, and that will then list or lift the rating listing. So I'm actually just going to show you that while we're in here. So I'm quickly going to pop the commission in, and then the under roof for this property is 180. I normally put it in on both building side and under roof area, especially where it's the same. And then the plot size, which is 400 square meter in this case. So simple as that, a couple of additions, and it will lift the quality of my ad. So I really love that it will tell me what to do. So now I'm 90%. And then when the video comes in, it'll probably go to about 93 or 94. And then sometimes it might change it later and tell you to upgrade your words and add a little bit more to your motto. So I'm going to go back to the overview. Can you see it, Steve? It should show that dashboard with the 90% now.
So we can see the 90% there, yes.
You can see that. Okay, I'm going to jump to media. Just tell me if you're not following. So obviously it's lifted the rating. I just want to show everyone how simple it is to do your media or change your media. So a starred property or the starred picture is the front of that listing. So for example, if I want to change it, I can do it straight away on here. I can also drag and drop if I want to change pictures. So for example, wanting to put a picture to the end, I'm able to do that. And as soon as I save that, it will go through to all of the portals that I've got linked with my rep. So I don't need to go do it on various different platforms. This will go through to my P24, my private property subsites, eXp website, and also the global listings, which I'm going to show you a little bit later. Now, there's a lot of value in this for agents because obviously you know how difficult it is sometimes to get the simplest thing done. You can add an activity. So an activity for you would be an open house or a show house. So very simple. Once again, just one platform, and it'll pull it through to all of the different platforms that you are advertising on. And then you can also do a property match. So this listing was added yesterday, and I can see that I've got two agents within eXp, Veronica Potgieter and Almarie Leonard, which I don't know neither, but I'm sure we're gonna make acquaintances and make friends soon because they've got buyers that are matching to my property, and the system also allows me to go do a starter cooperation request if I want to ask them or invite them in with their buyers. So even though this listing you can see here was loaded yesterday, it's one day on the market. I already have potential buyers without even the leads coming from the portals or the websites. Then I am going to just show you, not on this listing because the quality of this listing is pretty good, but I'm going to jump back to other listings and quickly show you an example of how we can change media within our listings. So, for example, this listing, I'm going to take this listing as an example. It was done by a photographer, but you can see it was a cloudy day in Cape Town, so not ideal. But in our media, we have got an AI toolkit. So the toolkit will assist me to edit pictures. So I'm going to just show you an example of one picture. I'm going to take the front-facing picture of this property. I'm going to untick the other boxes so that we don't spend a lot of time on this and just show you one example. So for the front picture, for example, I'm going to say also do the sky and do the grass because it's an outside picture. I want you to give me as good a shot as you possibly can. I'm going to process this. And while it's processing, I think it's such an, whoa, that was quick, but it was such an important tip that was at the bottom there. It says that 87% of buyers decide whether they're going to contact an agent depending on the quality of their pictures. So I'm forever and always saying to agents, your picture is so important. So there you can see the original image. There you can see the improved image, and you could see how quickly that was done. Now, when we've got the professional photographers, which for me is 90% of the time, I don't really need to use this or do this, but sometimes there's a property that we can't get into the property because there's tenants, but the owner still has got photos and we want to list it so long, so they will furnish us with those pictures, but the quality is not the best. So this is a tool that we have got, an AI tool that immediately improves the quality. So in this case, I'm going to say, send it for me to the eXp, and it's going to update it onto the site and also onto all of the other portals. So a very simple and easy media tool. I'm going to go back out of that and back into this, and it'll then update it on here. I'm going to jump back to the listings here. And then I'm going to show you, for example, List Globally. Now, if I go in here, List Globally is the site besides for the advertising that goes to private property, Property 24, and the sub-sites. We are also fortunate to be able to advertise in 33 other countries across the globe. Oh, I actually have got this open already. Let's go in here, and the listings automatically pull through. So once again, it's not a manual labor process for me to do. It pulls through to List Globally, and there it will then put those properties on those 33 different country sites. So I'm quickly going to show you that. So there it says 33 countries, and I'll be able to see which countries it is. So France, Cyprus, Greece, Poland, the UK, Canada, Mexico, US, lots of different countries where it gets placed out. And I'm able to send a report from here. I can send a link to my seller, and I'll be able to show them where it is advertised in and which countries we are advertising their property in, which obviously is always very, very nice to be able to do that. Then it has got other functions for us. So for example, I can promote that property the same than I would do on private property or Property 24 if you do a featured or a boosted listing. I can also track the performance. This was only published yesterday, so it won't have much of a performance. Quickly look for a different one for us, maybe. That one's been on for 5 days, so it should have some more stats to look at for us. So if I jump into performance, I'm able to see on those international pages who has viewed that property, what are the stats like, and I'm also able to share that once again with the seller. Then details I've already updated here, so I'm going to look for a listing that I haven't done that, just so I can show you. This one I know I haven't done. So if I go into this, I just want to show you, so once again, an integrated AI tool where it is telling me that if I make use of this tool, it will enhance the visibility on the international portals. So again, an AI-related tool, making it very easy for me to add extra tags. It's picked up things that I can either decline or accept it. All of these are true. My property has got all of those. So it picked it up either from the photos or from my description. And the AI is now asking to tag those wordings in so that it can have a better performance. Then it also translates the ad. I've done it in English, but it's translated depending on which country it is that that ad is placed into. So here you can see all of the translations. So when someone sees that in their country, they're able to see that listing in their own language, which obviously is fantastic. Now, this has opened up clientele for me that I have never had before. So if you, for example, look here, I can see inquiries that I've had on various different properties that I've listed. So I'm going to quickly show you what do I normally do with these. I'm going to go on to Matthews. Now, this was a very popular listing. You'll even see the previous person asked about it. I am going to copy that and I'm going to put it into ChatGPT and say, please translate. So I'm going to go down the list here now. You will see there's various different languages here. And confirm which language this is. Let's do that. Okay, so it's going to confirm the language for me, and then it also is going to translate it for me in order for me to obviously know what the client is asking, because they do tend to respond in their language. Because the ad is appearing in their language. So here you can see it says, hello, I would like to know the exact address of this property. Could you please send it to me? And it was in French, right? So there you can see it's in French. So when I'm talking to ChatGPT and I might want to send communication back, which I'll show you shortly, I'm able to do that. So I'm just going to scroll down before I jump onto that. Let's see something different here. For example, same thing here. I can see it's in English, but it's someone from the USA telling me that they're looking for an apartment between 50 to 80K. So again, I'll take this. I will put it in here and I will say, please confirm amount from US to South African Rand. And then it will tell me what is the exchange rate. And I now know I've got this client from the US that is looking for an apartment between, let's say, 950,000 to 1.5 million. So immediately allows me to interact with the client with more knowledge so that I can speak and say, yes, I know I can find him an apartment of this. Which areas are you looking at? And so forth. Let's have a quick look at another one. Chinese. It's nice to see that happen. And you'll see it's taking a little bit longer this morning, but you'll see it'll pop out what this property is for. Now, let me use another example. So, for example, Lazio that asked me about this property. Now, I know this is German. Let's take this one. So if I take this and I say, please translate, I know this is German, translate to English. And then I'm going to do a response for him. So while they translate for me what this person is asking, so it's saying they want to know about the property. I have prepped myself just as short so you don't have to watch me type it, but I have prepped a quick response. So this property actually sold on the same day. It had 3 offerings, which was obviously nationally. It didn't happen internationally, but this allows me an opportunity to see if I can pick up this German buyer and find him or her, I don't know the German names, a different property. So I'm going to say, please translate to German. And I'm going to be able to answer this client in their own language. Now, just because I can't read this, I tend to use this and also add the English version to it. So I'm going to quickly jump back there and just show you. So when I'm on this inquiry, I'm able to either WhatsApp with that client. Let's quickly just indicate that they can always do that. I can either send the client a WhatsApp. I do tend to email them first, and then I'll go over to WhatsApp. So there you see the gentleman. It shows his contact number, and I am going to go respond to him just to inform him that unfortunately this property sold very quickly. And what I normally tend to do is I will put the translation that I've received, and I'll also put the English version just in case some of my lingo was incorrect in the translation. I sent that to them in both language. So property inquiry in Cape Town. So now I'm offering my services to him, and soon I would be able to try and assist this international client. So it really opened up a huge bag of clientele that I've never had before through List Globally. Now I'm going to jump back into Rep, and I'm quickly going to show you how I would perform a national search. So a national search is everyone countrywide within our organization. I am able to go and find stock for my buyer. So I've got a buyer, met her last night. That house wasn't quite the right match, but I am able to go find other possible matches and then collaborate with that agent. So I'm going to do Durbanville because that's my area where I normally have all of my buyers. They're not particular on which suburb in Durbanville. They just want in Durbanville. And they are looking at a budget between 2.5 and 3.5 mil. Now you can put amount of bedrooms and whatever. I'm just going to keep the search open for now. If it is too many properties, then I'll go restricted. So here I can see some other properties. So this is actually the property I met the client in. They do like Facebook, so I can immediately see Lydia, and I know Lydia is a beautiful soul. We always share stock. And I'm going to go into Lydia's listing, have a little look at it, and I'm like, okay, this looks like a great match for my client, and I'm going to decide to share this listing with my client. Okay, so there I'm sending the link. So I'm sending Lydia's link to my client, to my buyer, and when that buyer opens that link, they can immediately see the full listing with all of the details, but now my details are in there because it's my buyer and I want them to communicate with me and I want them to have a look at this listing. And if they're interested in this listing, then I'll contact Lydia and I'm like, Lydia, I potentially have got a client. Would you mind if we can schedule a time for that person to come through? So very simple. On the national search, I immediately, let me just jump back there, find my way. I immediately have got a lot of potential stock for that client that I can look and I can go and share with that client from different agents. There's a lot of agents you tend to start working with a lot that we're under a general agreement. You can just share the stock. Otherwise, you can always share it with the client, check that they are interested. And if they are interested, then you contact the agent. So you're not keeping them busy with a lead that's not a hot lead or not interested in that property. So that one is on national search, which I love. It gives you the opportunity that when you meet a buyer at a show house or at a viewing and the property that you've got is not the right match for them, it allows you to very easily and quickly collaborate within the organization to be able to share the stock that is available, and therefore obviously we make sales happen faster, which is in the best interest of the seller or the property owner at the end of the day. Then there is another avenue for this as well. So I'm going to jump into the buyer profile. So in the buyer profile, this is where when I was on dashboard before, you would have seen the amount of leads. So as you receive inquiries from the eXp website, from P24, from List Globally, from private property, all of them will automatically pull into Rep, and you are allowed to go add a wish list to that profile. You can also just add a buyer from scratch if they are not someone that inquired through a portal. They maybe called you up, or it's someone that you know, and they're looking for a property. You're able to go add a buyer profile. So you can say this is the budget, this is the area that they're looking at, and that will then automatically start syncing properties to them. So I'm going to go, because I've got a large amount of properties with this gentleman. So I'm going to go open his profile, and that will show us what is he looking for and the amount of properties that is collating with him. Now I can either go click every single property, or I can do individual properties from what he said to me and remove some of them. I'm going to do just the first page here because they're the newest properties. I have actually started changing some of mine, and you can see that this one's not changed, where when I go into a buyer profile, one of the newest additions we received on the software is that they can automatically be emailed a match. So whenever someone's doing a listing and there's a property that matches with them, that buyer of yours will automatically receive an email of that listing saying that it is available, and they will then contact you, similar to the WhatsApp that I've just manually sent out. But because he was not on automatic, he would not have received these. So I'm going to say these, I think I selected these 4 or 5 properties I want to email to him. So same story, it will give me the listings in one email, and it's compiled to say that based on the needs that he gave me previously, this is what we've got. I can even ask that I want to receive a copy of the email, and I can send this email to Cedric and see whether he's interested in any of the properties that we have got in the system that is matching with them. I find it so difficult not to have a lot of work to do, because there's always buyers, there's always sellers, there's always so many things going on. And with the software that we've got, with the matches that happen, you can get up in the morning and decide, I want to give attention to this, and this person for today, and try and find them a match and link them with a property in order to make my next sale. So I absolutely love playing around on here, working on the rep software. I think I could probably keep you busy here for ages, but I do want to jump into the eXp world. For me, that is something that I definitely have to show you, and I'm going to go straight for it. So eXp world for us is our office. So I want you to imagine driving to your office, and except here you don't have to. So here you have to walk to the kitchen, or when you're on a longer weekend away, you have to go sit your computer down and either have Wi-Fi or have a hotspot. In order for you to be able to go into the office, it's always just a stone's throw away. We're in. Okay, perfect. So here I am in the auditorium. Now, for those eXp agents that's online that is not visiting the auditorium, there is always a SA update monthly, and then there is also a awards ceremony monthly, which happens here. And it's so nice to go in, because you always hear about what is new and what is happening. Now, from this area, I can literally jump to anywhere in the world. You can see global operations. So I can jump into the office of any country. I'm going to go to South Africa. I want to go to our office, but it's so nice if you collaborate with an agent from another country for you to be able to also go into their office and have a conversation with them. And since we've moved into the new world, we even able to have face-to-face conversations with the webcam, which I really love. So it's so nice to be able to have that available to us. So I've landed into the reception area of the South African office. So this is like walking in a normal office. I remember the first time I came in here, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm lost. You see the pictures on the walls and you need to find the right person. Sia, how you doing?
Hi, Lisna. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Sia, we've got a big group here. We've got about 300 agents from around South Africa. We're just visiting the office. Have you got anything awesome or inspirational to send us out of your office with?
Now that you said about 300, you've made me nervous. If you said about 10, maybe I would be more comfortable. No, I'm joking.
Oh, did you hear 300? I said 3, sorry.
That's what I thought. Yeah, no. To introduce myself, so I do with Harvey and Andrew in terms of marketing. What that involves is the social media elements in elements of the company. Working with partners like Flow, who manage our agents' paid for social media campaigns, which is a great element of it. And I work with them as well as getting various campaigns going. And say hi to Steve.
We'll chat soon, Sia.
Okay, cheers.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
There we go. So anyone or anything that you need, if I am in a blue area, like in the office, you'll see there's a blue area. That means that only Sia and myself can hear each other. When you walk in the corridor, for example, and there is 5 or 6 people, then we can all have a conversation together. I'm quickly going to go to Zion just to check in with Zion. She is one of our contract specialists. We have got a couple, and that's always so necessary when a deal is being closed and you need some support. If someone is not available in their office, you are able to also click and send them a notification to say that you need them. Hi, Zion. I like the outfit.
Hi, listener. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you.
We're just quickly visiting you with a couple of agents. If you don't mind telling us how you normally support the agents when they have got a transaction and they need some administrative support.
Okay, no problem. So yes, welcome everybody. I'm Zian, the transactional specialist. And yes, this is actually where we are. So we sit in these offices from 8 till 5. So yeah, if you need any support, you are able to come in at any time basically, and give you that lifetime support. I'm just going to go through one of listeners' transactions. I'm going to share screen. So listener, you can just click on the screen. I'm just going to share my screen with you quickly.
Okay.
Are you able to see on your side?
I should maybe turn around. There we go. I can see it.
Okay, perfect. So this is basically one of listeners' transactions that we've received, ready to be invoiced. And here we are actually able to check exactly what is going on this transaction. So we're able to see exactly what the agent has uploaded. We are also able to see and double check if the numbers and everything is accurate in terms of the commission calculations. So there's always that second pair of eyes that's going to be checking your work, just to check if the accuracy is 100%. And also if it is 100% compliant as well. But that is why we are here to support you. And we are actually able to go into the documents as well. I'm just going to show you that part. Okay, so we are able to see everything basically on our side. So we will check all of these stuff. You will also be able to see if the transactional specialist has worked on your transaction. So there you can see there's comments over there that shows that the file is signed off and we've requested your invoice. So at any time, you can log onto your system, check what the comments are and how far your deal is and what exactly has been done on your deal. So you will be kept updated all the time as well. Listener, is there any questions from your side?
Thank you. That is perfect, Zion. I love you. Thank you for always supporting me. We've come a long way since 2.5 years ago when I couldn't stop giggling when I came into your office. We appreciate you guys. You're amazing and you always help us.
No, thank you so much. And it's always a pleasure. And remember, open door policy. So whenever you have any issues, just pop in and we're right here to assist you.
Thanks, Zion. Hope you'll have an awesome day. I'll chat to you on email soon.
You
Thanks.
too.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Woo, that was amazing.
That was amazing. Now, she just made me realize, if you can give me 1 more minute, there's one thing I forgot to show them.
Okay, take it.
Can I quickly do it? So this is just on the transparency of a transaction and how something remains available for us. That for me is always a biggie. I love to be able to go back on a listing. Sometimes I get a listing that I've listed previously and I'm selling that listing again. And I also like to be able to see how transparent it is with regards to my commission. So I'm just quickly selecting a property that was sold and registered, but I'm able to still see. So this was registered in December, but I'm able to still.
You're not sharing your screen anymore, Lisna.
Oh, okay, wait, because I'm still sharing that other tab. Wait, let me just go run back to entire screen. Share. There we go. Can you see it?
I'm sure it'll come up in a sec. Yep, it's coming. Yep, there we go.
You've got it. Okay, so this is a transaction from December. When at that stage, so the 1st of November every year is my birthday, and you'll hear some more about that, but that means that I need to cap. And once I've capped, I'm on 96% of my commission until the 1st of November of the next year. So being in December, my transactions were capping transactions. So if you look at this, I can see the commission, I can see the 25% that is going to eXp South Africa, I can see my 4% international fee. I decided decide to buy some shares in the company, which Steve will share the website or the portal for that later. And then that's my commission that I get out, plus my file remains there with all of my documents, and that never goes away. So it just shifts down as the new listing and the new sales come through, which also for me always is amazing. Now, one of the nicest things is that once you've capped, the system automatically rectifies itself. So whether it had that 25% through there or not, you can see that once you've capped, this is one of my new transactions now, that there's the commission. Because I've capped, there's not a 25% deduction anymore. There's only the 4% deduction. I still do the stock share that I decide to buy for myself, which is completely voluntary. And then that's the commission that I get. And once again, the file here is not registered yet. So I'm still building up documents for that to be registered. But I just absolutely love how transparent and how together everything is within this system. So from the listing through to the transaction, through to items that are under offer, which knows I'm waiting for those things to go final. And once they've gone final, I'll put them through as sold. And then obviously we wait for registration. But I'm able to go back to properties that I sold when I first started, which means if I'm still working with that client, this, for example, has gone up for sale a second time, and all I could do was duplicate that listing. I've still got all of my pictures, everything is there, and I can just update the listing and have it live online within 5 minutes. So absolutely love that. Steve, thank you so much. I am stopping my share now and handing over to you guys and to Andre.
So good, listener. Thank you so much. What a wonderful insight into the core system that the agents use to run their business, which is the rep system. And I loved how you finished with the transparency on the commission payouts. I have from time to time run into agents who say, you know, it's just not transparent what I get paid at the end of every month. There's like, I think I'm going to earn so much, and then there's another deduction for that, and there's another deduction for this that I wasn't expecting. And I love that we don't have that at eXp. All right, Andre, I'm going to hand it over to you. Andre is going to take us into a whole bunch of other systems, and looking forward to that. So if you can get your screen up, Andre, we will hand the meeting over to you.
Thank you, Steve. Can you see that?
I can. Embrace technology or get left behind, huh?
My favorite saying, eh? Okay, thank you very much. Oh, listeners, such a tough act to follow always, but I'm going to do my best. Okay, I'm going to take you, let's go over here. So listener did touch on our Okta system, which every agent gets this dashboard, their own dashboard with all the little tiles on there that take you to all these various systems. So it's all handy and in one place. So first one I'm going to touch on is the eXp Agent Center. Let me just get something else up here. There we go. So, I mean, this is just really where you can, wherever you are, you can access all your office documents, company documents, logos that you need for marketing, certain marketing material, company policies and procedures, etc. So you would just click on that tile and it takes you into the Agent Center, where you've got various options. As I've explained here, I'm just going to run through these quickly. It's pretty self-explanatory. So there you've got all your office documents. So wherever you are, you can go in here, you can download those documents either as PDFs or as Word documents. So OTPs, immovable property condition reports, mandates, FICA documents, all that type of thing at your disposal, at your disposal for you to download wherever you are. Then also very handy, I mean, company documents very often, and maybe an attorney wants the company FFC, or he wants the risk management compliance policy to make sure we FICA compliant, etc. All that type of thing at your disposal here. You just download it and you can send it off to them. As I said, logos and branding guidelines and so on. As you'll see at the top there, you can download the guidelines, which will give you all eXp's branding guidelines, so you can always make sure that you are adhering to the guidelines. Then you can download the various types of logos and things. So if you've got somebody designing something for you, or you're designing something yourself, you make sure you're using the correct logos. So you can download them as JPEGs or as PNGs, which don't have a background, etc., etc. In this Agent Center, there's also a limited creative library. I'm going to touch more on a more comprehensive one just now. But here, for instance, you can get templates for various directional boards, like on-show boards and for sale boards. Here you can't see what they look like, but it's various different templates. You can download them once again as a PDF or as a PowerPoint, where you can customize it for yourself and send it off to your printing people. So that's very handy. And yeah, so that's the Agent Center in short. I think it's self-explanatory, not too difficult. Just make sure you've got everything you need sort of on hand. Okay, back to the dashboard. Next one I'm going to touch on is eXp's Global Marketing Center. So this is, I think, Steve, you actually touched on this. This is almost like our own Canva for eXp agents. So there's so many templates in there that you can use. You know, it's basically, it equips agents with tools to create high quality marketing materials. You can customize templates for other print media, if you still do print media, or digital marketing, social media platforms. And all this while ensuring, of course, that brand consistency is being maintained, and also making sure that all the marketing guidelines are adhered to because you're using the correct templates. So this really does streamline our promotional process, making it much easier for all our agents to create marketing materials and then to be able to reach and engage with potential clients effectively. Okay, so as I said, it's like your own Canva. I'm just going to run through this again. There's so many templates and things that you can use, you know, all sorts of things for flyers, postcards, brochures, social media, listing presentations, etc., business cards, email signatures, all this. You can go in there and you can then customize it for yourself. Here's one or two. The nice thing, of course, is because you're into your own profile on the Marketing Center, your details will be there in your photo and all your details. So automatically, anything you create will already be branded for you. You can, of course, then just customize it, just like you would in Canva. You can drag in photos, change wording, etc., etc. Again, lots of options for social media, various sort of templates you can use and customize for yourself. This is just a few. If you've got holidays, you could go in there. You'll find things for Christmas and Happy New Year and everything that, again, you can personalize and send to your people. More social media stuff, more sort of informative, educational templates that you could use, and once again, customize and put in your own content if you want. So this is all excellent for your own personal branding to put out there wherever you're active, whether it be on your WhatsApp status or your various social media channels or whatever. Listing presentations, you can't really see much here. These are 20 to 30 page listing presentations, beautiful and professional, that you can download as a PowerPoint file. So once again, you customize it. Obviously, it will have your photo and things in, but you can customize the content you do. You can delete slides, add slides, but it's just all there, and it's a beautiful template to create fantastic listing presentations, which you can then use when you're speaking to your sellers. And then, of course, business cards. You get various templates of business cards in portrait and landscape in different colors, but always, of course, the correct eXp colors that you can use, that you can send to your printers, and just, you know, you can customize and put information there that you actually want on them, and send it to your printers to be done for you. There's also a whole lot of templates of letterheads, and then various types of letter content. I know it says letters, but obviously you could use this for emails, etc. Where you got a lot of information, like you'll see at the bottom, they just sold letters and new listing letters, things you can send out to your farming area, and it's already got the wording there for you, which again you can customize or change or tweak a bit, but lots of templates for you to use in that sense. One of the very nice features is you can create a single property website for any of your listings. So this is, why would you want to do this? So basically, you would customize it for a specific listing with all the photos. I'm not online live right now, but as you'll see, you've even got a menu there. So it's about the property, it's the gallery, it's the features. So if you click on that, this is like a little mini website for one property, which is very handy because it gives you a link to send to your buyers, obviously, where they can then look at all the details of this property without them getting sort of lost because you sent them to a portal or anywhere else where there are actually lots of other properties as well listed by other agents. So, you know, it's very nice sometimes to just send a guy to a single listing website where he doesn't get lost and he's focused on that specific property. So carrying on, what's also very handy, once you've listed a property on Rep, which Liz has now explained Rep in detail, when you go into the Marketing Center, you can actually take that listing's basically the property reference number. You can put it into the marketing center, and then you can start creating a kit for that specific property. So it'll pull in all the photos of that property, the listing description, etc. It'll pull it into these various formats of marketing, which I'll go into now. And then, of course, you can customize it, change the wording if you want, but at least it's got that properties things there. So from that, once that is done, you will get a single property website for that specific property, which I've spoken about, and then for sale brochures and just listed brochures and stuff for social media marketing, etc. So it's a very handy and convenient and very easy tool to really up your marketing to the next level. And of course, all these things I'm talking about, I mean, they're often aimed at the buyers and sending buyers information, but make no mistake, obviously, when you're sitting with a seller and you're showing him all these tools at your disposal, he starts realizing that you really got the edge on many other agents when it comes to marketing his property and finding potential buyers for him. So excellent tools we have at our disposal. Right, I'm going to move on to social media and paid ads. Okay, so this is about doing paid ads mainly on Facebook and Instagram. They're now collectively known and owned by Meta. Meta also actually coincidentally owns WhatsApp. So, right, so this can be a real game changer for real estate agents. I've been using paid ads for my properties for more than 2 years. Lydia will be able to confirm that we look all the time, and basically just over 50% of our sales come from these paid advertisements. So it's actually surpassed the sales that are coming from the portals like Property24 and all those traditional things. So unlike any traditional property portals like Property24, where only people that are actively looking for homes are actually browsing, these social media ads will also let you firstly reach a much wider audience, which includes people who might not be actively searching right now, but could be interested if they did see the right property. Plus, you can target your ads very, very specifically. So you can show ads to people based on their interests and behaviors and demographics, etc. So, okay, as an example, your ads can reach buyers from nearby areas who might not be looking in that listing specific area. So on Property24, your buyers usually, I mean, they would say, okay, I'm looking for a house in Tonstraal and I'm looking for a house that's between 2 and 2.5 million. So firstly, they will not see then necessarily a property which is adjacent, maybe in Amanda Glen, because they didn't think they were looking there. But if they were shown a property there, they might actually be interested in it. Same thing if a property might just fall outside the price range that they mentioned, but it might still have been a property that they would have looked at. Now, social media marketing gives you the opportunity to really sort of start honing in on different buyers, and we've found huge success by using this. Okay, so as I mentioned, that is now Meta, who owns Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp. Okay, so the main thing about placing ads on social media and on Facebook and so on, I've been doing it for a long time, so I do it in Facebook's back end, which is the Meta Business Platform. And while this is a very powerful platform, it can be very, very technical, and it can be quite complex to navigate if you don't have the experience with these things. So when you're creating paid ads, you'll tend to encounter quite a wide range of options regarding the ads themselves when you're back in the sort of business end of Facebook. So you've got to choose ad campaigns and ad sets within ad campaigns, and then actual ads. You've got to navigate between various placement options and targeting options and bidding strategies and so on. So each of these choices, if you make them wrong, can significantly impact the success of your campaign. And it can be very overwhelming if you're not familiar with the platform. So understanding all of these technicalities sort of requires a lot of time and practice and experience, and it often makes it very difficult for the average agent to navigate successfully. So for that reason, many agents don't use paid ads, and they'll never actually get the benefit of it. So this is basically now where flow marketing comes in. Okay, so flow marketing is a platform. It's like a to an ad tech solution, if you want to call it that, that streamlines the creation of and the management of paid advertisements on these meta platforms, and specifically geared at estate agents. So eXp covers our subscription cost for every single agent to the Flow marketing system. So basically, agents will only pay for their actual ad spend if and when they do place ads. Actually, just on that note, at the moment, it's just a promotion that eXp is running. See, you almost touched on it. If you're doing a show house at this stage, you'll get a sponsored voucher to use on Flow for the actual ad spend. Similarly, if we have a property that's registered in a certain month, a sale that's taken place and registered, then the next month we're getting a Flow voucher as well to use. So this is all just extra perks above the fact that your subscription is paid. Okay, so basically this Flow marketing platform just offers very easy automation, can you say, of these advertising processes. So it takes care of the very complex targeting options in the background, which you usually have to do yourself, and it's quite technical. And then thereby ensuring that your ads actually reach properly targeted audience. So this whole integration really simplifies our marketing process for all our agents and enables them to generate high quality leads and effectively grow their business off these social media platforms. So I'm going to have just a quick look just to show you how easy it actually is. So once again, on your Okta dashboard, you've got your little Flow tile. So you just go in there and you're in your own Flow dashboard, which is customized for you specifically. So there's various types of ads you can choose. The bottom one is a Flow brand ad. That would be an ad that you're placing on social media, which is more generic and longer running, just branding yourself. So you would, for instance, choose to have it shown to certain people of certain age groups, maybe in your farming area, etc., where you just keep putting it out there and it's top of mind. And then the Flow fuel up at the top, that is specifically geared to advertise your property listings. So I'm going to have a look at that just to show you how easy it is. This is where it's very technical in the Facebook backend, but these guys, they know what they're doing and they've got all the things sort of panned out to make it efficient for property listings. So you would basically just choose to create such an ad. Now here's where it's powerful, because you're in your own profile on Flow, all your specific listings, those are all our listings that we've got listed on our rep platform, right? So on the eXp platform. So when you go in there, you'll have all your listings. So you just need to tick the one that you want to create a Facebook, a social media ad with, and then you carry on. Then it brings up a screen like this. On the left, it's showing you what the ad's going to look like when it shows on Facebook or Instagram. And on the right, you can customize it. So a lot of the wording that you see on the left, what you change on the right, you see there, anything you change will change there. So you can also customize the ad. What's also very handy, obviously, because it's your specific property, at the bottom, you might not be able to see that you could also change the photo. Then it'll take you to that listing's photos. You scroll through and you decide which one you want to use. So very, very easy. Then the next thing is just to choose your audience. In other words, who do you want to see these ads? So usually, for instance, I would choose firstly the area in which it is. In this case, for instance, it was a coastal property in Woodbridge Island. So I also decided, let me also target buyers that are looking in Sea Point, because maybe that's, I could find buyers from there who are not looking at Woodbridge Island, but when they see this in their social media feed, they might be interested. And that's actually where the power of this often lies. So I choose that, and I choose a certain radius, etc. There's little technical things you've got to think about here when you choose your radius of the area where you want it to be shown. Just go make sure that it's not falling into an informal settlement, because then you could be wasting your ad spend on the wrong people. And then the main thing is from here, the other technicalities of who to choose, apart from age group and the area, is Flow Marketing has all the expertise to target it further. In other words, to target people that are actually showing property buying interests at the moment. So that's all, say Facebook's algorithms that are following people all the time. They know these people are looking at properties currently, etc. So it will be shown to the right person. Then basically all you have to do is you have to choose how much you're going to spend on the ad. So you choose how much, you choose for how long you want the ad to run. and then you just pay, right? And this is where if you did have a voucher for some reason from eXp because you registered a property or something, then that would be credited here as well. So you simply pay your amount. It'll immediately tell you up top how many daily views you can expect, etc., etc. Then there we go. This is now going to appear on people's, as they're scrolling through Facebook and Meta, it's going to appear on the correct people's feeds as a sponsored ad, and they can then click on that. Another lovely feature about the Flow marketing systems, when they click on that, it takes them to a landing page that Flow has already created for that specific property, where they can then see the full details of the property, all the images, etc., etc. They can then contact you, and then you can take it from there. And of course, in your Flow dashboard, you've got all sorts of analytics and statistics, and you can see exactly who's seeing what, how many reactions you've got, how many engagements you've got, etc. Okay, so a fantastic tool. I cannot emphasize this paid social media marketing enough. We've had huge success with it. It does cost a little bit of money, obviously, but it's an investment in your business. Make no mistake, even though the agent might not be paying for it, Property 24 costs a huge amount of money. But the amount of money you spend on this is well and truly worth it, and we can attest to that. I can even show you our success rate. Right, now next up, Steve, you touched on this. Oh, Home Hunter. This is our sort of latest addition to our eXp arsenal. The eXp is always at the forefront of technology. That's one of the main things that drew me to eXp, being a bit of a techie. They're always at the forefront. They're not following. So this Home Hunter, okay, this is, it's like a browser extension, basically. So a browser extension is like when you're in Google Chrome, you could add browser extensions. Anyway, it gives you certain functionality. So now, okay, this Home Hunter browser extension, it's still in its pilot phase. It's not available to eXp agents yet. It's only going to be released in a month or two. But okay, I am luckily, as is Listener, etc. I am part of the testing phase of this, so I can give you a sneak peek into what it's going to look like. We're obviously testing it. It's in the pilot phase, and hopefully within a month or two, all eXp agents will be getting access to this. So firstly, for our clients, it's mainly aimed at buyers, right? But once again, once you show this to your seller, they're going to want to give you the mandate because you've just got all this extra tech, which is helping to promote the property. So for our buyers, when you're browsing on a major portal, after they have now installed this Chrome extension or browser extension, when they're browsing on the various major portals, such as Property 24 and others in South Africa, the clients can then save any properties that they like. They save into this little Home Hunter extension, irrespective of what portal they are on, whether it's Property 24 or whatever. So later, they then have easy access to all their searches, no matter what portal it was on, all in one place for easy reference and, of course, comparison again to compare the different properties. Plus, now here's another big perk. While they are on Property 24 or whichever portal they're on and they're in Home Hunter, Home Hunter is also going to be giving them suggestions of additional properties in the same area and nearby areas. So this is almost coming back to the paid advertising on Facebook. So the guy is busy looking in Saunstraal. Now Home Hunter is going to start making suggestions. But look at these properties, also in Saunstraal, but also in Amanda Glen next door, and also in Eversdale there close by, etc. And those suggestions are going to be only properties on the eXp South Africa website. So this is just a tool that's going to be pulling in buyers from all over, looking at certain things and pulling them into eXp listings and listings they might not have seen otherwise. So this is excellent for us as agents, but also very handy for your buyers. Right, so as I said, okay, for eXp agents, we will each get a unique link which you can send to your client for them to then register on Home Hunter. They then register. So when your clients are then using the extension, they're actually linked to you, and you have a dashboard where you can see all your clients that have registered using your link. So this allows us as eXp agents to, well, firstly, personalize our information that they will always have displayed in their Home Hunter, making it easy for them to contact us. And of course, in that way, we'll always stay top of mind of those clients. And then plus we also get an agent dashboard that displays which of our clients has installed Home Hunter and what properties they've been viewing, as well as what properties they've saved. So you start getting an idea of what their search history is, and it empowers us to track our clients' interests and then provide tailored recommendations going forth. And of course, very handy, because sometimes your buyer said he only wants to look at 1 million to 1.2, and now you start seeing suddenly all his latest searches are at 1.6, so you could be wasting your time. Meantime, you have a property from, etc. Okay, so this is a very long and drawn out explanation. I'm going to just run you through. This is all in the pilot phase. But so here's an example. So as I said, you get your personal link as an agent. This is an invitation you send to a buyer, which he can then accept. And then when he then registers, he's sort of your Home Hunter client. Right, then when he is on, here you'll see he's on a Property 24 listing. So when he's on any listing on any of the portals, this little extension basically pops up all the time. So here he can then save that property if he wants to. If he likes that property, he saves it. So again, no matter what portal he's on, it'll get saved there. Then later on, he can click on the button at the bottom which says saved. He'll see all his saved properties that he's looked at so far. Then, of course, as I said, now you'll get suggestions. So if he looks on the suggestions, there's more properties. But when he goes to any of those properties, and you'll see now these are sometimes, as I said, in adjacent areas. All his properties were basically in Sonstroll. Now these are also showing him properties in Amanda Glen and Belmarie Park, and only eXp agent listed properties. So, okay, I've mentioned the advantages of that. We're going to go to that. And then he has an agent tab. This is my details that will appear. And if he wants to contact me about any of these and ask what I think of it or whatever, it's very easy for him to get in contact, not forget who I am, who I was when he met me. Okay, and then of course, as I said, the agent gets a dashboard. There we go. So don't get confused here. The top one there, that's Andre Foster. That is me. So I'm now the agent. This is my dashboard. And then Lydia Foster, although she's also an agent in this case, and my wife, in this case, she is my client, right? So Lydia was my client. I sent her an invite link. She installed it. Those were all her searches you were seeing over there that I showed you just now. But now I see all her details, and when I drill down, as I said, I can see what she's been looking at and what her favorite properties were, and so on, and we can collaborate from there on. So this is just a huge tool. Yeah, excellent for your to speak to your sellers. It's excellent mandate tool, etc. And then of course a huge perk for yourself and for buyers. Okay, I want to go back into eXp world. I'm not going in live. I'm going to show you just various options. So Lisna was in eXp world just now, where she showed you our offices and the auditoriums where we have meetings, etc., and how you can communicate with everybody. Now, the fantastic thing about eXp is, once again, they're at the forefront. I mean, this is like the metaverse, right? If you've heard about everybody speaking about the metaverse, I mean, Facebook, Meta is creating a metaverse, and eXp has their own metaverse already, and they own the company that owns this technology. So another big perk for eXp agents is you can go and create your own personal space within eXp world. So you have your own personal space with your own link that you could send to clients, and they can go in there. You set it up exactly as you want. Anyway, I'm going to run you through this. This is the future. It's coming very fast and very hard, and you'll just see the sort of the opportunities and the scope this can provide for you. So each agent can create their own personal 3D environment where you can now connect with clients or colleagues. You can bring them in, you can send them there on their own, and they can go and browse around to everything you've got on display there, whatever you've done. Or otherwise, you meet them there and you can go through things with them. Okay, so firstly, you've got lots of environments you can choose from. These are just 4. I'm just saying, like at the top left there, that's the one I'm going to show you. That's our own little environment that I have created with all sorts of information. So that's more of a basic room. You can create office spaces exactly like Lisna took you into just now, which was the eXp office space. If you've got a team, you could create your own office space like that with an office for each of your team. So, okay, as you can see there, oops, let me go back. Various different types of setups. There's lots more than that. So firstly, you choose the environment you want, and then you can go and customize it and put in all sorts of information. Here's an example. This is just a video clip. I'm not going in live. So this is our own space that I have created. So you'll see all sorts of things here. I'm going to drill into this a bit. There's our chatbot that we've created. I've got videos on the wall with educational videos I've made. I've got listings up on the wall where you can do all sorts of things. And so you can put any information on here. I'm going to run through a couple of the options so that you could meet with people there and show them all this, and you can do it all in one place, and it's like a one-stop shop. Okay, so we're almost at the end of that. So that's our little space. Now I'm just going to show you a couple of examples of what we've actually got going on in that space, which you've already seen now. So for instance, you'll see, I mean, you can bring in various assets. You decide what you want in there. There's so much available, so many sort of templates that you can use and put into your environment. So there's, for instance, a thing I put on the wall, which I can share my webcam if I wanted them to see me speaking, or I could just share any screen. So if I want to quickly show them something on my computer, I can share the screen or whatever if I've got clients there with me. As I said, videos you can put on there. You can link to videos, so anything like that. Documents. So when I'm sitting there with clients, or when they go there themselves, these are PDF documents offered to purchase. You can put sold mandates on there. Anything they can, with the arrows, they can go through there. They could download it if you set it up that way, etc. Listings, obviously, various ways you can decide how you want to interact with the listing. Do you want it to just be able to show photos of the listing? You want to show the complete listing on your website, maybe a virtual tour, or otherwise just a video of the listing. And then an amazing thing I'll come to just now, you're going to see the street view as well. And then, yeah, so just various things. So you could put up there bond pre-qualification forms, anything you want, and you can show all the people list. So when you've got buyers in here, you could be pre-qualifying them, and maybe they need to bring money in from abroad. You could put them in contact with our third parties, etc. You can explain how Flow works and Home Hunter works to the buyers and to the sellers. So all, again, a good listing tool. So you can set this up exactly as you want. I just want to show you now a fantastic, this is just great. I mean, if you've got especially maybe clients, buyers from abroad, or even just from a different city. We're in Cape Town, we've got buyers from Joburg. So they're interested in the property maybe. As I said, I mean, I can link to the property there. We can go through the photos together, videos, even the virtual tour of the property. And then I say, okay, but I can also set up a street view within this frame. So we click on there, and together we will be walking the streets. So I've actually done that here, just a little video as well. So I say, okay, well, now you've seen the photos and everything. Let me quickly show you the area where the property is. And here's a little video. So there we go. I'm just going to click on that street view, which I've already set up. You can set it up for any address. And as soon as I click that, this takes me into Google Street View, but now we're there together and we're chatting, right? And just as Google Street View is with the arrows, you can click, you can go down, you can show them what the house looks like from the front, show them what the neighbors look like. You can do anything. I mean, you can go down the street and go and show them the shops, show them where the school is, the open park. Unfortunately, it was very dry here in Cape Town at the time. So you see, yeah, it's just, okay, so you're bringing people in, you're not only showing them the property that you're trying to sell them or want to sell them or that they may be interested in, you can also show them the area, and it's right there in the space where you've got everything on hand, as I mentioned, and various resources you can share with them. And then with a click of a button, there we go, out we go, and we're back in our office space where we can carry on. Just the most amazing technology. And as I said, we're at the forefront of it. Okay, more AI, all within this eXp world, all within this office, things you can do. So we can have translation, direct translation. So if you've got a client speaking a different language, whether you want to type in the chat box and have it translated to him, or whether you're speaking, it can also be translated to him in the chat box within that office space where you work. So for instance, this was actually me speaking in English. So that's exactly what I said. Those are the words I said, and I was speaking this in English. This is my eXp world where I was, right? On another computer was Lydia, logged in from her side, acting as my client. So, and immediately, well, we just set up her languages of Afrikaans, because otherwise I wouldn't have known whether the translation is accurate, because I don't know the other languages. So I was speaking that, she was getting this in a chat box, and I mean, it's just Good morning, Lydia. It's so nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Goeiemorgen, Lydia. It's lekker om je te zien. Hoop het gaan goed met je volgende. And then I say, based on your requirements, I'm going to show you a few properties. It translates it perfectly. So very, very handy. You could be doing this to someone who's Spanish or French or German, someone from abroad. Once again, while you're meeting in this space, fantastic tools you've got here. Just some extra tools. There's a lot of AI imaging. They're improving this all the time. I mean, if you've got images you need to manipulate a bit and you don't like, so many options in here. I'm just going to run through a few. I mean, you drag any image into this space and you can do various things.
Can you be done in 1 minute?
I can go very quickly.
Okay, shoot through it.
I'm almost there. For instance, yeah, I mean, I brought in this image with the red couches. One of the options I said, okay, I want to, let's say, what did I say? I want to turn the red couches blue, and there it went. Bong. Next thing I said, okay, I only want to turn the large couch gray, and there it went. Bang. Here I said, okay, I don't like this wooden table over here for some reason. Doesn't really matter what. Let's remove it, and I just draw a mask around it, and it's gone. Next thing I said, okay, I don't like that table, but I don't want to just remove it. I said, replace it with a glass covered koi pond. Don't know why that came into my mind, but I did. And there you go. So all this AI is happening all the time. Our own personalized chatbots. You saw this chatbot in our thing. This is one I set up for Lydia. You can feed it information. So I've fed it all sorts of property related information as well. If people ask questions like here about foot stewards, it'll give it answers about foot stewards. If they ask about the 72-hour clause, it gives it answers about that. So you can train your chatbot even to just be your assistant. People go in there, they're getting answers immediately before they have to contact you. And that's about it. Workplace, it's just a collaboration platform, 90,000 agents where you can collaborate. You've got listings that you can create groups so that you can communicate with agents in your area or within specific niches, etc. Not going to go into that, but that is one of the huge perks of being an eXp is all of that. Okay, Steve, I'll end it there then.
Yeah, Andre, I tell you, like just reading the chat and sitting here myself, I've realized we needed like 3 or 4 hours for today. Hey guys, I mean, how unbelievable is this? I'm seeing a lot of questions also asking, am I recording this? Yes, this is being recorded and I will release the replay afterwards. You'll all get an email to the link. It'll go onto my YouTube channel. So yeah, Andre, thank you so much. Geez, there's just so much to see here. Anyway, we're out of time for your section. I'm going to hand over to Ada now, and Ada is going to take us through a few more of the systems, and then I'll wrap it up. I'm going to try to get us out of here by 11 o'clock, guys. I will do my best. So Ada, over to you.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Andre, thank you so much. And listener, my predecessors, I've got big shoes to fill right now. So not going to lie, I'm a bit nervous. Andre, I think you and I must have a one-on-one session because there's a couple of tools that you taught me today. So it just goes to show you. Guys, so welcome. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Ada, and I'm very, very happy to be here with you today. Stephen, thank you so much for the opportunity. It is an extreme honor and privilege to share a platform and a webinar today with big names in the industry like Andre and Lydia and Lisna. So I'm just going to come with a little bit to round us off before I give over to you. So guys, for you who don't know, I transitioned from, it's literally my 1-year anniversary now on the 1st of September. I was with Keller Williams Explore Atlantic. And I serve both as a coach and a tech trainer. So tech is my thing, just like Lisna. Growing up, if there was the latest skin on my old laptop that I got when I was just 16, I was the girl playing with it. Or if it was the new little drawing app on the laptop, I've had a very big passion and love. Being a millennial as well obviously helps for technology from a very young age. And, you know, coming into adulthood and into this industry, that love for technology, I just found my place. So that's all I have to say. I found my place. And I've had the opportunity being in those positions, having heard the challenges that agents have experienced, whether or not it was working in a team, just starting out in the industry, or whether or not they were experienced agents and they couldn't break through that ceiling into the next level of production. And so today I'm very excited to share with you just some of the stuff that eXp South Africa offers and the challenges that we as agents face with the innovative technology that we can offer you. and it's business on your terms. And I think that was the most important thing for me when I came over to eXp. I was looking for an agency that would give me my business the way that I wanted it, and not that some other type of franchise company was prescribing me to do. So I wanted to find the perfect fit, guys. As I said, coming from a previous agency, I had first-hand experience of many other agents, their frustration, what they were looking for in a company, and something that truly allows them freedom, as I said, business in their terms. And they needed a platform that could help them reach more clients efficiently, standardize the level of service that their teams were offering their clients, value-added services, etc., etc. And so let's be honest, everybody's looking for something that's tech-based, but doesn't require a degree in IT to operate it, okay? So I want to tell you, if you can do Facebook, you can do all the amazing things that Andre and Liza have shown you so far, because I do know we are just human and we do have that fear of the unknown and things that we don't understand or things that we may not be, trained in. But as I said, if you can do Facebook, you can definitely do any of the platforms that we show you here today. And that's where eXp comes in, guys. So the first platform that I'm going to hop onto is the agent platform. And so the agent platform is an amazing platform for all your onboarding and your training needs, whether or not you are a starter agent, whether or not you are an experienced agent, whether or not you are an agent that wants to start a team or has a significant team. This platform is it. It's training and onboarding, your terms, your rules, on your time, exactly how you want it. And I want to say that the agent platform also offers advanced training. So it's both for your starter agents. It has all the basic training. So whether or not you're looking at completing OTPs, or whether or not you want to learn how eXp's platforms and processes work, or even if it is something more advanced. One of the more advanced courses that we have, for example, is the Path to Capping, presented by our own in-house trainer, Stuart Hazelock. And he's got this beautiful presenter voice. So I promise you it's very easy listening to his training. So we have from the basic training right up to the experience training. So it doesn't matter on which level you come into eXp, we meet you where you are at. The next platform that I want to have you grab a pen and paper, you need to write this down, is Steve's own platform, the modelexplained.co.za. And Steve is one of the very best and well-known real estate trainers in the industry. He had been a real estate trainer for decades. So we are very, very fortunate to have an incredible person like Steven in our organization. I think you were one of the first 3 that joined, Steve, right?
Yeah, I think I was.
Yes. So being one of the founding members of eXp South Africa, as I said, being very fortunate, let him make an appointment with him and let him tell you the story about, I think it was a tuna fish sandwich when the model was presented to him. It's quite a fascinating story. So please write it down, modelexplained.co.za. And as I said, not only is there material from a top real estate trainer and platform, but it also has incredible resources on there. Something that I definitely used when considering my options for a company that I find, meets my needs, is definitely the commission comparison calculator. So that's one of the resources on there. So if you go to the modelexplained.co.za/exp-resources, there's many other incredible training resources from international trainers as well that is definitely worth the have a look at. So please grab a pen and paper, write it down. Just go and have a look at it. It's really incredible material that you can find on there. And Steve, I'm very jealous of this platform. I'm very jealous. And thank you for setting this up for us. I know how much work goes into something like that. So thank you for sharing that with us. Guys, so talking about value-added services for your clients, and I think one of the biggest things for me that was really different coming from a franchise company was the different ways in which I could add value to my clients. But while I was doing that, is to then also earn income from that. So one of the the platforms that was brought into our company by our amazing operations manager, Javi, who's also my sponsor. I swear his only job in life is to see how easy he can make our work, is the platform Snapit. So Snapit is an incredible platform. You get what they call an agent snap and you get a seller snap. So an agent snap, so this is basically financing based on real estate. So where I can access some of my commission beforehand. So I download the app, I've got my own code. I apply for some of the funds, obviously your conditions being met in respect of your OTP. And so it's like bridging finance for agents, but on an app, and they make it very, very easy to do. So that's the first one, is the agent snap. And you can access between 100 and 1,000 Rand per day of your funds in advance, which is incredible. And then they've got a seller snap. So what is amazing about this platform is if you download your own very own agent app on your phone, you have a code that you can send to your sellers. Your sellers click on that snap and they can then apply for financing for things like clearance certificates with a municipality, or additional funds for transfer of their property, or whether or not they need some money to move, or for example, if they have to do COCs and they need to do some repairs before the COCs that are issued, which in Cape Town is a very big thing, then they can use this app and apply for that financing to help them finish the transaction. Not only is that an incredible value add to your clients, but in addition to that, guys, get this, just for them to snap, you earn commission on the money that they loan. So not only are you getting your commission, you're getting commission on the financing that they apply for as well. So think of it as another way of bond commission. What's amazing about this platform is as well, they've made it so easy. So I've got a huge emphasis when people ask me about eXp. I say to them, listen, if you can Facebook, you can do this, right? And that's what I love about the platforms that the leadership team in eXp bring in, is they're all very easy to use. So to use Snapit, they've got a 5-step application process. They update you with little notifications on the app to tell you how far your application is, if it's been approved or declined, or what documents you need to submit. So very, very user-friendly tool, big value add to your clients. And just like Andre said, some mandate tools, right? So all these value-added tools that you can present to your seller and to your buyer throughout the transaction, just to get the deal done and to add some value to them in the transaction as well. What's great about Snapit, they also have a bond originator platform. So your bond originator directly logs into this financing, which is incredible. And they can then take the bond application from the platform, because all the documentation has already been uploaded by the seller and the buyer. So very, very easy platform, streamlines the process. So yes, so incredible value add. Then the next one, which I'm very excited about because it recently came in, and this has made a significant difference in my business personally, because I don't just use it for a bidding platform, I use it as an operational tool within my business as well, is eXp iBid. Now, eXp iBid was brought into eXp South Africa in February, as I said, by Javi, our operations manager, in conjunction with a company called PropNow. And it was a groundbreaking platform where it is a bidding tool that is a live tool. So it gives your sellers a new way to sell their properties. So not just in respect to the traditional way, but there's numerous benefits to using a bidding platform to sell your property as well. So this platform provides sellers with a fresh and modern approach to selling their property quickly and for the best price. And here's the best part, guys. Our incredible operations manager, they worked with PropNow to directly integrate this into Rep. So Rep that Andre and Lisna showed you earlier, it's not a separate tool. It's in nog 'n platform nie. It is inside the system. So it's not, I need to jump from Rep to this platform to that platform. It's directly integrated into Rep. So it's incredible. So with a click of a button, you can start the bidding process with 3 different options, the 3 different bidding options that they give you, and which gives you as the agent, as well as your seller, live feedback on the bids that you receive. And this is just a screenshot what it looks like when you start to initiate the bidding process directly from your rep system. So I'm just going to quickly move on. So here's some of the benefits for your buyers. So I'm not going to read all of this for you. We can send this to you afterwards, but just some of the basic benefits for buyers. Firstly, it's an incredibly transparent process, right? Both the buyer and the seller, as well as the agent, can track this process right from the beginning up and until the end. It's giving you access to essential property documents for information decision making. So you can go and upload your property declaration report and all the other things directly onto this bidding system, so that when the buyer wants to make an offer, he can go access the title deed if you uploaded it. He can go and access the property declaration report if you uploaded it. He can go and access the plans to the property if you've uploaded it. So he can have access to all this crucial and vital information even before he's entered his bid, right? So what does that mean for me? That means more deals for me, because there's less admin, because they can now directly access all of this beforehand. They don't have to ask that from me, right? So that's just some of the benefits for the buyers. I'm not going to bore you with the rest of the list, although it's pretty incredible. Then there's obviously enormous benefits in it for sellers if they decide to sell their property via the iBid system. For example, optimal pricing. You are going to get the best price in the best, way that you can, especially in the type of market that we are currently. So that's definitely a huge benefit. It gives you full market transparency, because both the seller and the buyer can now see directly the offers that have been made depending on the bidding option that you've chosen. So the seller can make an informed decision as to who they sell, for how much they sell, if they want to extend the bidding time, which is one of the options. So I just want to go through the two different, there's actually three, but just the two main ones. The first bidding option is an open bidding option. So you set a fixed starting price for interested buyers. They remain anonymous, so they don't submit their details. Bidders can then watch the bidding action as it happens, and they can see how the offers increase. The bidding period is automatically extended if a new bid is received within the last 15 minutes of the time frame that you've set it. So, which is incredible, because now you can go into the iBid platform, you and the seller can sit and watch, because this is what happens, guys. Your bids start to increase in the last 15 minutes before it closes. You will see. Then the seller is going to see, this one submitted 15,000 Rand more than I did. And then another one, and then another. And literally you start a bidding war on your property. And that's why I'm saying this is so beneficial for sellers, because now, instead of just getting the asking price, you are actually creating an ideal environment for them to start getting a over asking price. Which is incredible. So, I mean, who can offer your seller that in such a transparent manner? Then you've got the sealed bidding option. So each prospective buyer may submit only one bid. So it's not where they can see, okay, the other person has submitted a bid, now I'm going to put in a higher bid, etc., etc. All bidders' bids are sealed until the end. There's no extension on the bidding period. And at the end of the bidding period, the seller receives all the bids. And guess what? I don't have to complete the OTPs. That's all done automated for me. So you don't have to submit any of the documentation. And this is why I'm saying I don't just use iBid as a bidding platform. I've made this part of my operations within my business, because I don't know about you guys, but the one thing that I hate doing is having to rewrite and amend OTPs, because now you get an offer, then you need to do a counter offer. No, I need to do a new suspensive condition, etc., etc. So it cuts out that up and down process of amending documentation and sending it up and down completely. So this is what I love about it. But yeah, that's just some of the benefits for the sellers. Now, what I love about when I joined eXp, I didn't have one option. I didn't have two options. I had three options of CRMs, right? And having my own marketing company as well, I know exactly what these CRMs cost, right? So for me, when they said, oh no, you get three options for CRMs for your desk fee, I was like, wow, okay. So what's amazing about this, you can go and choose the one that suits your business. And I have chosen a particular one that gives me what works for my business. And so this is just one of the CRMs. As we know, your business consists of lead generation. And lead generation, guys, we know that's a contact sport. So the more people we contact, the more relationships we build, the more trust we build, the more likely people are to contact you to sell or rent out their home, right? So this is just one of the CRMs, the dashboard, which I love. They immediately tell me how many birthdays there are. So those are the first people that I contact in a day with a little graphic to say, happy birthday, congratulations, thinking about you today. And then this is probably one of the biggest drawing points for me personally. I hate cold calling. And I know how many people on this call hates cold calling. You can give me a thumbs up, you give me a thumbs down, whatever, show me in the chat, show me with the emojis. If you hate cold calling, give me a thumbs up, right? Absolutely hate it. Okay. Now, I cannot tell you when last I did a cold call. I do not do cold calls. I do hot calls, right? So I use the CRM that eXp provides me with to send out what I do, WhatsApp lead generation. And this has drastically improved my conversion rate from contact to appointment to listing, right? So depending on which area, just to give you a rough conversion rate, if I send out round about 200 messages, I have about 150 conversations, and of those 150 conversations, you can get at least 10 listings from that. So you've got a very, very much higher conversion rate versus cold calling. Not only do I now not procrastinate when I need to do lead generation because it's so easy, right? My pipeline stays full, and that is the most important thing that you should have being in real estate. All right. So yeah, that's just my little tip there. And then obviously for me, it's all about the vitals, all about the numbers in your business. So very important that you can always see the vitals of your business for you and your team. So this particular CRM has a built-in function where I can see all the communication that is sent out, not only from myself, but also from my team. So I know if they hit a specific number, I know exactly what the conversion rate will be. All right. So guys, that's it from me. 16 minutes. Stephen, thank you so much. Guys, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Some questions for you if you want to answer them in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to open up for Q&A just now. We've got about 14 minutes left, guys. So I am going to, Ed, if you want to stop sharing, thanks. I'm going to share my screen and take you through the two last systems that we're going to look at, and then we'll open it up for Q&A. Right, that should be up. So the first thing I want to show you is a system called, or a dashboard called My eXp. Now, for the two things I've got to show you, I've got to give you a little bit of background if you're not an eXp agent, just so that you understand what you're looking at. Part of eXp's model is if we attract other agents to eXp, and this goes for any eXp agent in the whole company, if they attract another agent to eXp, they become that agent's sponsor. Doesn't mean they pay for them. It's just the technical word that eXp uses. No one can join eXp Realty all around the world without listing an existing eXp member's name as their sponsor on their contract. You have to be referred into the company, okay? Now, eXp have a global system that manages that multi-generational, like a genealogy of who sponsored who, starting with Glenn Sanford at the very top, all the way through 90,000 agents. And what eXp will do is, if you sponsor an agent, you will forever after that, while that person is working as an agent, you will get a percentage of that agent's commissions. So this is a way for us, while we're working as agents, to also begin to establish what can become quite a sizable passive income on the side by attracting a few other agents to eXp. Okay, now when you've done that, now I've taken that very seriously. Obviously, for 3.5 years, I've been working hard at that side of the business. I've introduced a few people, and then they've introduced a few people, and they've introduced a few people. And the way the system works is we actually get paid revenue share, because we're sharing in the revenues of the company. We get paid revenue share, not just on the people we've introduced, but all the way through the generations for 7 generations. So if I introduced Ferdy, and Ferdy introduced Andre and Lydia, and Lydia introduced Lisna, and Lisna introduced Marius and Steph, I get paid a small percentage of all of their commissions, even though I wasn't the one that introduced them. Okay, That's as quick as intro to the revenue shares I can give you. Now, what eXp, my eXp, the dashboard does is it tracks all of that activity, who the people in your revenue share network are, and how much money you're making. So the 873 that you can see here, I don't know if you can see my mouse, that is the total number of people in my group. And then we can see on my level 1, tier 1, so these are people that I've personally sponsored. I've sponsored 105 people. They have gone on and sponsored 293 people onto my second tier, and so forth down through the 7 tiers. Top here, I've got 105 frontline agents. 36 of them are what eXp count as active agents. FLQA stands for frontline qualifying agents. That's important for the unlocking of your tiers. We won't get into that today. I can click on this little tab here to see who the new people, so 27 people have joined my business in the last 30 days. And I use that all the time. In fact, every day I go and look at that because I trigger a welcome series of emails to everyone that joins my business. That's where I get the information from. And then on the right-hand side here, we can track our income. So every month, this expected next panel is growing throughout the month as deals are registering within my group. And then on the 20th of the month, I close it down, and that number then shifts down to the last paid number, which is what then eXp pay me for the month on revenue share. Okay, so that's how the dashboard works. If you click on that 873, if you actually click on that, it takes you into a list of your group. So I can see all 873 people in my group, and if I want to contact someone, or I want to encourage someone, or I can't remember who someone's sponsor was. So, oh, who was it that sponsored Ada? Then all I've got to do is go type Ada's name in there, and then it'll take me directly to Ada van Zyl. I click this little arrow next to Ada's name, and it's going to tell me what her contact details are, and I can see her sponsor. Oh, it was Javier Rousseau. Okay, great. So let's celebrate together if Ada caps or something of that nature. Okay, the next little thing you can click is this My Agents in the next 27 days. Okay, I won't show you what it looks like, but as I've said, I constantly look at that. Every day I'm looking at this My eXp dashboard. If that 873 ticks up to 874, 875, then I know, oh, 2 more people have joined my business today. I then go and click the new agents link. I find out who those 2 people were, and I trigger our welcome email drip campaign that gets sent to everyone that joins. So it's so easy for me to administer my revenue share group. I can get all the information I want at the click of a button. And then on the financial side, if you click on that, it'll show you exactly what the deals were. So this is my upcoming income for the next month. And that could scroll down. There's like hundreds of transactions that have taken place there. But so Louise Duplessis, for example, Louise is in Langebaan. She's done a deal, and my revenue share on her deal is 10,500 Rand. That's a pretty big deal. So she's actually capped in a single deal there, which is why I'm getting 10.5 grand on her deal. Mariana Millington's done a deal. I'm getting 8,000 Rand on that deal, and so it goes on. I could scroll down and show you, and I can click on those. I can get a little bit more detail on all of those transactions. What I love about eXp systems, from what Lisna showed you on the rep system, from what Andre's showing you and Ada, is that everything is completely transparent. We get to see exactly what the situation is so that nothing gets slipped through the cracks. And you would expect that from, I mean, eXp are a massive multinational company. They're listed on the NASDAQ stock exchange. The compliance, I mean, if you know anything about Americans and compliance, the hoops companies have to jump through when they list on one of the major stock exchanges in America are unbelievable. But I love that because it makes me feel safe that I'm with a company that is transparent. Okay, so that's the revenue share. The next part of it is, and this is the last thing we're going to do today, is the ShareWorks program. ShareWorks is a full transparency system, again, to track your eXp stock awards. Now, those are shares we get given in the company, and your purchased eXp stock. Now, you saw when Lisna showed the screenshot of her transaction on one of her listings, and she was showing you the commission breakdown. At the bottom of the commission breakdown, she said there was a sum of money that was being taken off of her commissions in order to purchase shares for her. and that's one of the benefits we have as eXp agents, is you can elect to participate in that program, and that's that bottom one there, your purchased eXp stock. What they do is they will take 5% of every commission that you do, and they will purchase eXp shares for you at a 5% discount. So we actually get a 5% profit immediately as we purchase those shares, and that's limited to 5% of your commissions if you elect to participate in that. So where do you track all of this? Where do you see your shares? How do you know how much they're worth and what the share price is and all of that? Well, that's what this dashboard is. So eXp, sorry, this is just a screenshot of the actual stock itself over the last 3 months. If you want to look on your stock app on your computer, you can do it. Just look for eXp, eXp World Holdings. And the share price yesterday was $12.44. So ShareWorks is a Morgan Stanley app. Morgan Stanley is a big bank in America. They administer eXp stock awards system. And in your dashboard, you get, but there's two types of shares we get access to. Shares we get given, and then shares like Lisner that we purchase at a discounted price. Now, because I don't work as an agent, I've never purchased any shares because I don't do any deals. All the shares you see in my dashboard are shares that I've been given. Now, how do we get given shares, and why do we get given shares? That sounds almost too good to be true. Well, this is the way the company works. If you sponsor another agent, they choose you as their sponsor. When they do their very first deal with eXp, we get given 4,000 rands worth of shares. Okay, there are other ways. For example, when Ada does her first deal every year, she will get given 2,000 rands worth of shares. When Lisner caps every year, which she obviously does every year, she gets given 4,000 rands worth of shares. When she caps so there's various ways we get given shares. I get given shares simply by sponsoring people because that's all I do at eXp. So what you see here is what I've been given in the last 3.5 years. These shares take 3 years to vest, which means you don't take legal ownership of them for 3 years, okay? If you leave the company while you've got unvested shares, you forfeit the shares. But that's fair enough. They're giving them to us. So if I click, so it shows me I've got $1,300 worth of shares that have vested. I now own those shares. I've got another $9,300 that have not yet vested, and I'm waiting. And every month now shares are vesting because I've been in for 3.5 years. If I click on the portfolio tab at the top, it then shows me every single share that I've been given. We can change the conversion here to South African rands if we want to. And then I can see every single person who's done a deal in my group, and I've been given 4,000 rands worth of shares, and the current market value of those shares is 166,000 rand. Okay, I think that's enough. I don't have to show more than that. So that's my eXp and ShareWorks that I've shown you. Okay, that is it, guys. Thank you so much to Andre, to Lisner, to Ada. We so appreciate you guys. Sorry it was a bit rushed, but we had a lot to get through. I think there was huge value in this. Guys, if you're looking for specific training, if you are eXp agents on any of these systems, just get hold of the eXp office, get hold of Stuart. They will be able to point you in the direction where you can get training for any of these systems that caught your attention today, because there is obviously separate training available for all of them. And I think on that note, let's open it for questions and answers.